India is the most asleep spiritual location on earth. Um, the proof of this is that God has to reincarnate the most times in India, right? Ram, Krishna, Meher Baba, Jesus is buried in India. Muhammad has been. Um, they think they're the most awake, so that's why their ego has them blocked. They're all absorbed in rites and rituals and so on of their various religions. They're sure that their way is the only way, the best way. There is no other way. A lot like the Christians, but every religion says the same nonsense that their path is the only path to God. Uh, Truth and God are one. The path to God is through truth, not a religion. There is no truth in religion. Every religion hides truth. So India's all locked up in their rites and rituals. Um, when I go to India, they can't hear me because why? White skin. You see? They can't hear truth from someone with white skin in India. They cannot do it. It's because they're absolutely always have been caught up in classism and casteism, and that's especially true in spiritual truth. It doesn't matter who God raises their consciousness, who's able to speak the truth. With white skin, it's rejected. That's why God has to keep coming to India to try and knock this whole religious nonsense out of them. And every time he tries to come here, they're still just, locked into these patterns, these habits, that are shadows of shadows of shadows of shadows of some truth instead of just, you're supposed to have an unwavering loyalty to the truth. Truth and God are one. You don't go, oh, someone said something true. What? Let me see if did the Quran say that? Did the Vedas say that? Did the Bible say that? Well, I have to reject truth if it's not in the Bible, the Veda. It's silly nonsense. Truth and God are one. You don't put it against some nonsense religious doctrine. Either something is true or something is not true. And I'm always hearing, oh, I'm not judgmental. I have to point out every single time you misuse the term judge. Judges hand out sentences. And I point to them, you can't hand out a sentence on me or anyone. Only God can do that. So it's not about judging, it's about discernment. You're supposed to think it through, research it if need be, and then track it down, and then just see, is that item true or is that item not true? The truth is the path to God, not judged against some book that has a tiny little bit of truth in it, or some priest or some uh, monk or what have you. That's nonsense. Truth only is a path to God.